morning, my friends. It's a lovely Monday morning. Weather is very Monday today. Just kind of not a gray, cloudy day, but one of those like just white. You know it's not going to rain, but it is very cloudy. So today I'm doing another request from a friend of mine who I have no idea who it is, but my friend tells me that he's a big fan of my show and he gives him suggestions for me to do every so often. So this one is about meditation. He asked me to talk about meditation today. And there's a lot to talk about meditation, even though there's not really much you're doing. You can talk about it for hours, I find. I shouldn't say that you're not doing anything. It has the appearance of not doing anything, which I think is the big point that a lot of people misunderstand. I think in today's day and age, meditation is looked down upon in various respects. I wouldn't say by everyone. There's plenty of people who definitely would consider it a good thing, but it's definitely one of those things that people sort of see as being pretentious or being kind of a waste of time or kind of boring in general. A lot of people might say they feel like they should meditate, but they don't. And I was one of these people. I go through phases in and out where I'm not meditating for a while, which is generally not good for me. I always feel good during the day whenever I meditate. Even if I'm having a bad day and I meditate, I always feel just like a little bit better. Feel a little bit better afterwards. So, what meditation is, there's various degrees of it, but the basic one that probably, if you're just starting out, is probably the best way to go, unless you're doing some other more intricate stuff. Is you sit down in any method that's comfortable for you. You have the lotus pose or whatever that is fairly popular in Buddhist tradition. Although I can't do a full lotus pose, I can only do like the normal cross-legged pose. And if you can't even do that, just sit down or lie down too. I do meditation while I'm lying down, which it's different. Although when you're sitting, you're doing something different with your body. You're sort of aligning it. I find doing sitting meditation is better in the morning and during the day, and then when you go to bed, you can do it lying down, which is better to. It's better more to like heal your body. Whereas if you're doing sitting meditation, it's good that it heals your essence, so to speak. Right? This is very spiritual talk, but that's the only way I can describe it really for you. So, meditation, if you're just starting out, the best way to go about it is you sit down and you don't try to think about nothing. You just sort of fall into it and you just sort of let your thoughts sort of come to you and let them go away. And you just kind of want to like sort of empty yourself in a way where you just feel very light. You feel very sort of at peace. You feel present in the moment, right? This is all very kind of cliche talk, but that's what you got to do, and it's going to make you feel a lot better. No matter what your situation is, it's always going to help you sort of have clarity as to what you want, I guess. There are other various forms of meditation that you can do. Some of them are more esoteric and spiritual. Whether you want to believe in them or not doesn't really matter because they're going to help you anyway. So in that respect, just fuck it. Be schizophrenic as long as it makes you feel good. So this is a part where you're sort of wanting to visualize, let's say, like a white light. This happens a lot to people who are in deep meditation. It might come to you early. It might take a while for you. Depends on who you are, how much you do it, etc. The more you do it, the easier it'll become. It's like a muscle, really, so to speak. It's like a spiritual muscle, if you want to call it that. Basically, you're going to get into that position, and at some point, you're just going to try to like you're going to see like this white light, kind of like and your eyes are closed, obviously. You're going to see like this kind of fuzzy, like white sort of cloud, this circle, and it kind of gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it sort of engulfs you a little bit. And you're going to try to do that. It might take a while, like I said, but once you get into it, you should be able to let it sort of take over your body and sort of speak. Make sure that you're feeling good. That's the most important thing, that you're feeling like at peace. You feel like this is the right thing to do. If you feel sort of any sense of anxiety or not feeling good, just sort of like let it go. Come back into yourself and feel more relaxed, because if you're doing this kind of thing and you feel very anxious, or you're distracted by other things that aren't productive or whatnot, if you're just not feeling in the proper state of mind, it's not going to benefit you in the right way. I don't want to emphasize that, really, just because it's you shouldn't really take things too seriously or take things too extreme. People get very scared about certain things. It's like, oh, there's demons and they're gonna suck your soul, and be afraid and blah 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 blah. Don't you just don't be afraid of that kind of shit. Don't be afraid of demons and all this other stuff. Some people have problems with like sleep paralysis and all that, and the reason why that might keep occurring is because they keep in the mindset of being afraid of it, which is very difficult if you're having that problem. I've had similar problems beforehand, not with sleep paralysis, but with, let's say, I had strong derealization, depersonalization, anxiety, all this kinds of stuff. I had really bad insomnia just this past year. It was really affecting me, and the more I focused on it, the worse it would get. The more I would become afraid of just the fact that this is happening would make it even worse, right? And that's what you don't want in meditation, is if something bad's happening and you're not feeling good, just kind of let it sort of ride out. Don't feed it. Don't feed into it. Just sort of like be neutral. Always be neutral in that circumstance. Don't try to fight it with like positive thoughts or anything like that, because that's just going to make you... you're just going to end up fighting it, and you might not be strong enough to fight it, and you'll end up losing. If you're neutral, nothing can penetrate you in that regard. So anyway, it's not even really a big thing. Most of you shouldn't even encounter that whatsoever, but it's a thing to keep in mind. So you're in a state of meditation. You're doing the white light thing. This is the part where you're probably going to have to, clean your chakras and all that shit. And yeah, that seems to a lot of people like a bunch of bullshit, cleaning your chakras. But you know what? That's how our bodies are worked. All the chakras are aligned with like the major organs in our body. You have the stomach, you have the digestive system, and you have your sexual organs. You have your heart, you have your vocal cords, you have your brain. And then this is where your spirit is, so to speak. And that's existed in many religions. In Judaism, you have to wear a kippah. The Pope wears the hat, and etc., So, regardless, if you don't believe in chakras, you should believe that these are your major organs. And you got to sort of make sure that they're healthy. And you do that through a state of meditation. You become healthy from your own self. You're not going to get healthy from medication. The medication helps in some regard, but at the end of the day, it's your own body that needs to fight off disease or sickness or anything. Really, the medicine sort of just acts maybe like a bridge there, or might not help you at all. It might actually make things worse. So it depends, it really just has to come from you, and that's what meditation is. It's healing yourself in a concentrated way. You're focusing on attaining a sense of stillness so that way your body can regenerate, it can recharge in a productive way. Obviously, we recharge our brains through sleep, but this is more spiritual, physical, etc. It's a different way of recharging your body, which I think is lacking for a lot of people, especially if how fast paced the world is nowadays. So anyway, I could talk more about meditation. Like I said, it's a very in-depth type of thing, but I feel like this is a good way to start out if you're new to meditation or you're sort of wondering what my beliefs in it are. I sort of gave you a little overview of it. So anyway, that's all I have to say, and I hope you have a wonderful day.